Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to the Monday night live stream. Yes, it's been a week already, Mr. Keegan. Time flies, I guess, when you're having fun, is the saying. Today we're going to talk about top dwelling fish. Last week we talked about bottom dwelling fish. So if that interests you, go back and rewatch like the first half hour of the 2 hour stream. It kind of gets a little off base, and it probably will this stream too. Real quick before we get started, though, go ahead, if you would, and share this out. I want to thank the few people that shared it out already. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. And also, don't forget to hit the join button if you like what we do here. And by we, I mean me. But let's get started. So I've got a list of fish here. We're going to get right into it. Top dwelling fish for the newbies out there. That is the top. We kind of call it the top third of the aquarium. Bottom dwelling fish, bottom third, mid dwelling, middle third. So last week I said I was going to do bottom dwelling, then like the middle water column, and then the top. However, I'm kind of skipping the middle because everything else, there's way too much. Like, way too much spends its time in the middle of the water column. So I don't know that I'm going to dedicate an entire stream to that. Maybe we will next week, but probably not. Fish Tank Barn dropping the $5 super chat. Says, all right, let's get rainbows out of the way. Yes, but it's a specific rainbow that I want to talk about. And it is the pseudo-mogills or pseudo-moguls, depending on how you want to pronounce it. There we go. Looks like we got people coming over from Aquarium Co-op stream. Welcome, welcome. I hope you had fun over there. I was lurking. And yeah, we are talking about upper water column fish tonight for about a half hour. So pseudo-mogill rainbow fish, definitely my number one pick. Obviously, rainbow fish. They are very active. Not really a schooling fish, but definitely a shoaling fish. They like to hang out in groups, and they do just fine in just about any community setting as long as you don't have fish that they can fit in their mouth. Because they are tasty little morsels. I'll give them that, and they make a good snack if you have fish in there that are too big. So pseudo-mogill rainbow fish, pseudo-mogul. Maybe I'll type that in chat, although I'll probably spell it wrong. Pseudo-mogill, something like that. If you Google that, you'll be able to find it. Looks like the word of the day is sassy. Good to hear that she's doing all right. Bruno has a fish that actually I did not put on my list, but is an excellent suggestion. We'll talk about that real quick, and that is the archer fish. So the archer fish, one of the most common questions I get on archer fish is, aren't they brackish? There is a true freshwater, a couple different, I believe, species of true freshwater archer fish. They definitely hang out at the top of the water column, and they like to spit on you, which is pretty funny. And at one of our club meetings, we had a gentleman come in, and he was talking about kind of how he got started in the hobby, and it was archer fish. And he said he got archer fish as a kid, and they would always spit on his dad. So the tank was in the living room, and his dad would be sitting on the couch watching TV, and they kind of learned that when humans walk by, they get food. And so when they were hungry, they would start spitting on his dad, and then his dad made him get rid of the fish, I believe. Pretty funny story, but yeah. Archer fish, they will spit on you in order to get food from you. So excellent suggestion. What do I got here? I already got pseudo-mogill. I'm not going in any type of order, so I got to make sure I don't talk about them twice. Because Danican Aquatics says, I think it was Danican Aquatics says, pencilfish. Pencilfish is on my list. And I recently spotlighted pencilfish in a video I did. Where is this video? Here it is. Let's see if I can do this. This video right here, I hope. What was this video? Top 10 fish ideas for a 10-gallon aquarium. A few different species of pencilfish in there, of course, the coral red or the red arc, whatever it is. Beautiful species. And one of my favorites is actually the pygmy pencilfish, which is not like anything spectacular looking. It's just a small little brown fish, but it's one of the few pencilfish that actually will school around. A lot of them will just kind of hang out together, but the dwarf species tends to school around, which is pretty awesome. And they kind of hang out at the top of the water, call them at like an angle like this. If anyone's ever seen the headstander fish, those guys are like this. These guys are kind of like this. So they just kind of bob around on the top. Not the most active, the coral red. Yes, coral red. Super amazing pencil fish, but they're like $15 a piece. So yeah, it gets expensive. But you know, there's tons of other species that are less expensive. Even like the Beckford's pencil fish. There's a red variety that's really beautiful, and just a really cool top dwelling fish. And then, yeah, Eric, dwarf pencil fish, he says. Yeah. So we've got another one. Who was that? Tyler, Mr. Tyler MM says Halfbeaks. Definitely a top dwelling fish. Halfbeaks will eat your other fish though, so be careful what you put with them. I mean, they're not the biggest fish in the world, so it's not too much of a concern, but if you've got some like nano fish in your tank, you might want to shy away from Halfbeaks. Just a little word of advice. They're not like the coolest coloration of a fish, but they're a cool looking fish. So just a really awesome fish. They're somewhat easy to breed, which is nice. Farmhouse Fish Room says, nice butterfly in the thumbnail. Yes, the African butterfly fish is also obviously on my list because it is the thumbnail. The picture taken by Jimmy Gimbal, of course. I should say taken by Jimmy and stolen by me for the thumbnail. That'll happen. Just picked up some marble hatchet fish yesterday. Joshua, hatchet fish are on the list as well. Probably my second favorite top dwelling fish is the hatchet fish. And there's so many different types available in the hobby. You got the marble, there's even dwarf species, silver, all kinds. Chevy Fish says marble hatchet fish. Yes, pygmy hatchet fish. So many hatchet fish. All of them are awesome. Even the silver, which is just like a silver fish. They have a little more color than that, but the nice thing about hatchet fish is that it doesn't get more on top of the water than hatchet fish. They are always like right at the line, always there. Now, the bad thing is that they are jumpers, so be very, very careful with your lids. I made the mistake of not putting my lids back on after a water change and lost a couple, so that kind of sucks. But super awesome fish. They do school around, and we are gonna get to killifish. We'll get to killifish right after hatchet fish. Although there's not much else to say about hatchet fish. They're a super easy fish to keep. Great for community aquariums. Neutral pH, 78 degrees, 75 degrees. Yeah, they're pretty awesome. Now killifish. Zen Ginger says to join as a member. Don't forget to join. We are now here's a little commercial for you. We are now doing bi-weekly live streams for the members. We rotate between Thursday and Saturdays, so it's pretty fun. There's only a few hundred people and then about 30 people in the live stream, so it's really a bit more intimate. So there's my spiel. If my spiel makes you mad, well, too bad. Moving on, let's talk about killifish. Killifish. There's so many killifish. I currently have clown killifish. I currently have the Norman's lamp-eye killifish. All of them just hang out. I mean, they're not like hatchet fish where they're like right on the surface, but they're pretty dang close. They're also really easy to breed. Of course, there's the golden wonder killifish as well, which is quite a bit bigger. So the Norman's lamp-eye killifish, there's a few actually different species of lamp-eyes. But the Normans and the rocket killifish are pretty easy to breed, but they're also really small, right around an inch. Whereas like the golden wonder killie, I would say is like a good 4 inches, and they have a huge mouth, and will definitely they call the clown killie like a rocket killie, but I would say the golden wonder killie is definitely a rocket killie, because those things While they're chill a lot, they will scream around and just try to eat anything if it'll fit in their mouth. So you got to be careful with the golden wonder killies because they get a lot bigger than people think. They have ginormous mouths, and you know, that's just one thing you really always got to worry about with fish, right? Advice to a noob wanting Kasaki killifish. I don't even know that I know what that killifish is. I'm gonna Google it. What is it? Kisaki? Killifish. I don't know that I've seen this one. Oh, these are the annual killifish. I've actually never kept. Actually, I don't know for sure if this is an annual killifish, but it sure looks like them, and I've never kept them. And an annual killifish means that they live for 1 year. Yeah, I've never kept them. I've got no experience with them, so I can give you no advice, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Amazing new fish tank algae cleaning tool. All right. Native killifish, especially top minnows, are awesome. Speaking of native, the least killifish, the Heterandria formosa. I don't know that I would consider that like a top-dwelling killifish. They are. The 2 times I've kept them, they kind of hang around all over the place. So I don't know that I would consider them a top-dwelling, but they are an awesome fish. If you haven't kept the Heterandria formosa, I highly recommend it. In the new fish room, I'm looking at bringing them in again and breeding them again. And Dolbeck Aqua Designs joining the Steen Dream Team. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Our next live stream might be this Saturday, since next Saturday I think we're going camping. For long and large tanks, oh man, you guys are getting me with these scientific names. Although these ones sound familiar. Mickham, Mr. Mickham. We have to DuckDuckGo this one. Oh, yeah. More killifish. Giant Danios. See, I thought about putting Danios on the list, but I have, I think, 2 species of Danios right now, and they're more just all over the place, sporadic. And that's, I think, any Danio. Which ones do I have? I know I used to, last year I had some orange hatchet. I think I got rid of all those. I had the Kyathit, and then now I have an undescribed species. And they're all pretty sporadic and all over the place. Generally, though, I would definitely say they're in the upper half for sure. So if we were to split the aquarium like 50-50, yeah, we'd put them up there. But I think they're kind of just all over the place. And same with Medeca ricefish, actually. Of course, I've only kept them once, so I don't have too much experience. But I would put them in like the category of like a tetra, where they're just wherever they are, that's where they are. We'll do another quick advertisement here because Zen Ginger is linking our adventure channel, Get Outdoors. So that's our camping channel. We just kind of we camp. People complain that we camp, but we camp. So yeah. Multi-Jacker coming in with the Lake Tanganyika suggestion. I'd say Cyprichromis leptosoma are top dwellers. Would they go in a Tropheus tank? I probably would not put Cyprichromis leptosoma in a Tropheus tank. They're, in my opinion, some of the most peaceful cichlids ever. And you're going to put them with Tropheus, which are not like super aggressive. Tropheus get a bad rap, but they're not overly aggressive. I feel like they're only overly aggressive if you don't have enough of them. It's pretty typical with African cichlids. But I don't know that I'd mix them with Tropheus. They also have different care requirements as far as feeding, where Tropheus are going to need a lot more green in their diet. And then Leptosoma, in my experience, do really well with protein diets. And one of the issues with Tropheus is bloat due to not enough greens and too much protein. So if you did it, I'm not going to say it can't be done. I'm sure there's people out there doing it successfully. But you just really have to pay attention to aggression and who's eating what and just make sure they're getting the right diet. But yeah, I would say they're definitely a top dweller. Although at night they do kind of sink down to the bottom, which can be interesting if you have shell dwellers. But otherwise, pretty good. Pretty good suggestion. Cyprichromis leptosoma, and they are like the Lake Tanganyikan version of rainbowfish. Super awesome fish. They're just the problem with them is that they're even more expensive than rainbows and even harder to get. But super awesome fish. And also, thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. What was the name of the cast iron pan you recommended? Sean, I tried to buy all Lodge brand, but at the same time, I've never had like a bad brand. So there you go. Bloat doot doo. Okay. Fins, tails, furs, fins and tails and manes. How you doing? I'm doing well. There is no move because I don't know where I'm moving yet still. And yeah, so still in the teardown phase, and I'm not really sure what's going to happen. I'm still kind of betting that maybe I'll get to stay here somehow, but we'll see. It's going to be interesting. Regina phalange, African butterfly fish. We kind of talked about that a little bit ago. It was on my list. It is the thumbnail. Thanks for the suggestions as well. Yep. I would say Cyprichromis leptosoma I would do with like rock dwellers. I would do with shell dwellers. I just don't think I would do them with Tropheus. And I do have Tropheus. I do have some experience with them. Although my colony took a hit. It's taken a hit, so I need to get some more. It's not that they took a hit. It's just that I've slowly lost them over time. I've had them. I've had the Tropheus and Conde Yellow. I think I got them in my first year on YouTube, I think. So I've had them for like 3-4 years. And yeah. So the numbers are getting a little small. I have them with actually have them with Rainbowfish of all things. And yeah, they're doing well, just not breeding, probably because there's Rainbowfish with them. I had a butterfly fish back in the 80s. Yes, I think that's the only time I had one was back in the 90s. I'm pretty sure I had one in my little 29-gallon tank with my bala shark and my red tail shark and my rainbow shark and my one angelfish. Oh, that was a mess of a tank. So we got Killifish. You know, we talked about Danios a little bit, which maybe they are, maybe they're not. We can put them in the list, I guess. Mickham says the Tenga Halfbeak is also great in long tanks. I have no idea what that is. You guys are really testing me today with these fish. Let's look at this one. I have not seen this Halfbeak before or heard of it. Tenga Halfbeak. You know, it's interesting. You guys want to see it? We can see it. There you go. I'm assuming it's this one right here. Yeah, it's got to be this one because, oh, look at that. It's got a little red nose and red fins. That one's pretty cool. I've never even seen this one for sale anywhere. Borneo Redline Halfbeak, apparently. That's a cool one. Purple pencils are nice. Yes, all pencil fish. Max says, I really want to try some pencil fish. I'd be willing to try and breed the red arcs or purple pencil fish. The red arcs, and don't forget about the red Beckford's pencil fish. They're pretty common and a lot cheaper and still look really good. They take a little while, though. They do take a little while, but they will color up really nice. Platinum Halfbeaks are great for beginners. Yes, I would say the Platinum Halfbeaks are probably, if you're going to get into Halfbeaks, definitely a good place to start, for sure. The Fishy Mailman says, Bob, Rasboras, Emerald Eye Rasboras are my pick for top dwellers. I'm trying to remember when I had them. They always pretty much stayed towards the top. I'd have to agree with you. A good top dweller. You know what would be cool would be the Emerald Eye with Emerald Eye Rasbora with the Norman's Lamp-Eye Killifish. That would be cool. Zen Ginger says, Bob, going on 17 hours no power, probably till tomorrow, and my house is down to 57 already. Most are tropical fish. It's likely I'm going to lose a lot, especially with very little oxygenation. So we had our storm. I was without power for right around a day. This was last month. And everything was fine. So don't stress too much about it. The nice thing you have going for you is that it's gradual, right? So it's not like you're just pouring ice water in your aquarium. But most fish can survive cooler temperatures for a short period of time. You know, of course, if you really wanted to, you could boil water and put it in some type of, I don't know, milk jug or something, and let it float in the tank, and that'll kind of help. You can cover them with blankets, things like that. But remember, like, water is a great, I don't want to say, I don't know what word I'm looking for. Not insulation, but it retains its temperature really well, especially when you have a lot of aquariums. So don't stress out too much. The oxygenation is honestly the last thing I would worry about. If you think about it, I mean, they spend days in bags with no air stones, right? So, you know, a day in an aquarium is not gonna be really anything to worry about. It's just I would be more concerned about the temperature than the oxygen. But I don't know, maybe you can boil water. Maybe you can also, people will take like the heat packs that they ship fish in. Of course, you probably don't have any. And they'll just tape that to like the side of the aquarium. That really only works for smaller aquariums though. Like a 72-hour heat pack on a 75-gallon aquarium is not going to do anything. But on like a 10 or even a 20, it will actually make a difference. King said, just got off a phone call and had to mute the stream. Are we still talking about top dwellers? Yes, we're trying. We're trying. Multi-Jacker said, I've bred Beckford pencilfish before. I really enjoyed them and would keep them again. 10 out of 10. Yes, I feel like pencilfish should be just as popular as tetras, which is a lot to ask since there's, you know, hundreds of species of tetras and only a dozen or two species of pencilfish. Maybe even only like a half a dozen available in the hobby, so it can be tough. Sparkling gouramis. Chevy fish? I've never kept a sparkling gourami, so I have to keep your word for it. My honey gouramis, I would say they're definitely in the top half of the tank all the time. They don't wander down to the bottom very often. Pretty much only at night or when I'm feeding. Water has a very high specific heat in chemistry terms. How much energy is needed to change its temperature? K2 says, I want a waterproof aquarium, safe hand warmer. You just drop in the tank. Well, you get the hand warmer and you just put it in a Ziploc bag. Done. That's what you do. Main's Tails Ferns Fed says, use the heat pack I sent you. I will send you another. By the time it gets there, she'll probably have power back. We'll slowly veer off topic shortly, though. Don't worry. Yep. Especially now that Trevor is here, we're definitely going to go off topic. Well, that's all. We've covered everything on my list. So, looking for more suggestions on top dwelling fish. Somebody earlier mentioned guppies. I'm sorry I missed your name. I'd have to disagree with guppies, though. They're kind of a fish that's all over everywhere. That's an all over fish, not just a top dweller. Archers are great top dwellers, as are hatchet fish. Yep, we covered both of those, Danny. Archers were not on my list for some reason, and they definitely should have been. Here for the tangent. Trying to get me that word that I can't say. Tangential. He's just here for the tangents. How about that? Festivus cichlid. I've never kept. I can't imagine it being just a top dwelling cichlid though. Festivus cichlid. A Festivus for the rest of us. It kind of looks like a gourami. All right. Tell me that doesn't look like a gourami. Kind of. List complete. On to camping and cooking. Danikin says African butterfly fish. Yep. A pretty cool, neat little fish. I honestly though, I wasn't gonna say it, but I'll say it now. I honestly, I'm not a huge fan of them, because I always think they're dead. Like every time I see them in pet stores, I'm like, is that thing alive, or is it dead? Festivus for the rest of us. My powder blue gourami is always on the top. Not sure if that's just mine or not. Yeah, my dwarf gouramis are always on the top. I need to dwarf honey gouramis. I need to breed them, hopefully. Bettas. How have we gone 30 minutes and not talked about bettas? I would say they spend a majority of their time on the top of the surface, but I would say it's like 60-40. A lot of times they're, cruising around, looking for food, but I would say definitely a majority of their time is spent on the top. Is a dead fish a top dwelling fish? Well, when your plecos die, do they go to the top? Mine don't. They stay at the bottom. Slayer Sam says, would I ever get a parrot like a bird, not the cichlids? I would never get a parrot cichlid. Would I ever get a parrot? I love birds. I would absolutely get one if there was a time and place and opportunity to do so. Everyone's saying arowana. No, arowana is definitely a top dwelling fish. I don't know why I didn't even think about that fish, but yeah, that's definitely a top dwelling fish for sure. Whether it's the Asian arowana or not. Yeah. Chevy Fish says, same here regarding the African butterfly fish. Not a fan. Yeah, and they is it upside down? Is it right side up? I don't know. I can't tell if it's floating upside down dead or if it's floating right side up alive. Yeah, I just don't know. That's why I don't like them. That's it. They are usually at the top gasping for air in their 8-ounce tanks. Yeah, in their 1-ounce shot glass for sure. Any ideas of unheated tank top dwellers that are cherry shrimp friendly? Yeah, any of the most killifish can go cooler temperatures. So like the clown killifish, the Norman's lampi, the least killifish, halfbeaks. Not halfbeaks. No, halfbeaks are not really shrimp safe. They will devour shrimp. Of course, you might not have been answering that question, so I apologize. But yeah, look at clown killifish, Norman's killifish, and least killifish. Bob needs a parrot for the live stream. Let's start the fund. Considering I don't know where I'm going to be living in a couple months, I don't know if this is the right time to be getting animals. I've been 2 weeks in a row now. I've been so close to ordering fish, like so dang close. There's some species available that I really want and that are, like I said, available right now, but it would be like the dumbest thing ever since I don't know. I mean, I could buy them and then have to get rid of them in like a month and a half. So who knows? Freshwater Predator says Hatchet fish are top dwellers, right? Yes. A multi-jacker says the four-eyed anableps. Definitely yes. They got to keep two of the four eyeballs above water, so definitely a top dwelling fish. There was a hotel near me that kept talking parrots in the lobby. That sounds kind of horrendous, to be honest. I don't know that I want to go to a hotel with animals. I feel like I don't know why. It just doesn't seem like a good idea to me. I don't know. Let's wait. We'll get him a parrot for his new housewarming party gift. I don't know. I don't want one of the parrots that are going to live like 500 years. I would only want a parrot that's like in the 10-year range, I think. That's my parrot commitment, a 10-year parrot. I don't want a 100-year parrot. I'm too old for that. Mr. Manifesto says white cloud minnows are top dwellers in my experience. I think that has a lot to do with tank mates. I've got longfin white clouds in a 125, and they're kind of all over the place. So they do hang out on the top, but they hang out in the middle, and they also go down to the bottom every once in a while. But it's probably one of those fish where a majority of the time I would say they're upwards of the top. But I would, again, put them in that, like, if we split it in half, then yeah. Seeple says I would go to a hotel with a puppy room. See, to me, that just sounds loud. Loud. I want a raven. That doesn't exist. Are you talking about a 10-year parrot? There's got to be, like, some of the smaller species that only live, like, I don't know, 10, 15 years. I'm not a bird expert at all. But I feel like there's got to be something out there that lives like 10, 15 years. I realize I added 5 years onto my original 10, but still. Freshwater Predator says, I'm not going to online class today. Did you get snowed out? Online class is closed for snow day. Nick says, I know with rice fish in my summer tubs, they hang out at the top 95% all the time. Well, that's pretty cool. Out of all the pencil fish, which is your personal favorite? The dwarfs, the Beckford, the red arcs, the purple pencil fish all seem interesting. I would say it's probably an even toss-up of the dwarf, just because of their behavior, or the red. Well, I mean, if price wasn't an option, I would totally go with the arc, but all things considered, including price, probably the red Beckford pencil fish. If you aren't good at birds, then it probably won't live that long. Well, I'm good at animal husbandry in general, I feel like. So I feel like I could take on just about any animal and have it do at least okay, if not pretty well. Parakeets live at 10 to 15 years. Most parrots live either that or longer. Wow, I would not have thought parakeets to be a 15-year bird. Cody says, I still want to get some rice fish, but can never find them. I think they're at the co-op every once in a while. Well, I mean, Dean breeds them, so I assume he's taking them to the co-op. But I don't know for sure. If you want a 10-year parrot, you need a parakeet. Even the smallest parrot can live 20 to 40 years. Oh, 40 years is too long. I don't want any more pets that are gonna for sure outlive me. And I don't think I got 40 more years in me, so that would be out of the question. Same reason, kind of, I never pulled the trigger on a tortoise because it would definitely outlive me. Haven't seen these in a long time, but Halfbeaks, boy, I think the last time I saw them, at least in person, was at the co-op. Herb Diversity says, so you used to keep pygmy rainbows. I cannot find them anywhere online at all. Super rare. Super rare. LR Bretts used to breed them and sell them on his website. But I feel like every time I go to his website, they're never in stock. So I don't know if he's still breeding them or what. It's been years since I've had them, though. Probably, maybe like 3 years. I actually have one female pygmaeus. You only keep kids for 20 years tops. No way on the bird. Budgies can live 20 plus years. I used to breed them. Birds live a long time in general, except the hummingbird. I watched a video of the other day of a guy standing by his hummingbird feeders, and there's all these, like, they're all like coming in to feed, and one just comes up like right in front of his face and goes boop and pecked at his eyeball. I don't know why I don't know why I watched that video, but I did. And I don't know why I just told you about it. I had a ringneck dove that lived to be 24. Wow, doves too, huh? Little dogs outlive big dogs. Is that the same with birds? Apparently not. Apparently not. I don't think I've got 10 years in me, says Steven. Well, I mean, we never really know. I want to move to 60 gallon. I want to move a 60 gallon from one room to another wait, let me just start over. Jerry says, Steenfott, I want to move a 60-gallon from one room to another on the same level. Do I have to tear down everything, or can I drain it and push the tank and stand with the hardscape and plants inside? Oh, I'm not going to tell you what to do, because if I say yes and it breaks, then I'm the bad guy. However, I will say many, many times I have moved 55-gallon tanks with the substrate and never had an issue. I've always taken the hardscape out, though, because it's very easy to take hardscape in and out, and it weighs a lot, so I don't know. I just take out as much weight as I can. But I've done it lots of times without removing the substrate, and I've never had an issue. If you're not looking for a big commitment, I'd avoid birds. Yeah, I'd say like right now, like 20 years would be my absolute tops on a lifespan for an animal. Although, yeah, 20 years, probably right around tops. And also, what a weird thing to talk about. Why are we talking about this? Don't forget to hit the like button. There's 370 people. Hit the like button. Like. Tortoises are one of the coolest animals I have. I agree, they are super awesome, but they would definitely outlive me. If you're not looking for a big commitment, hello world, how are you? We've got some Q&A to do. I hope you're doing fine, because it's Q&A time. What are you talking about? Mac McFarland says, what are your ultimate what fish are on your ultimate wish list for 2021? There's a lot of corridoras I want. There's a lot of loaches I want. I'm really going to focus on bottom dwelling fish this year that are not plecos. Just to do something different. I've never really specifically focused on like loaches and corridoras. I've always kept them, but as far as like breeding them and things like that, I've never really tried. So that's what I want to do. I want to breed dwarf chain loaches. I want to breed lots of different species of quarries. And so, yeah, that is kind of my unexciting, I guess, ultimate fish list for 2021. What if fish had hair? Do any fish have hair? Dolphins have hair, but they're not fish. I don't know. Anyways, Zen Ginger, Bobby Boy, if I do unfortunately lose fish, when are you going to be selling and shipping again so I can restock? For you, I would do a special order and order stuff in, but I don't plan on opening anytime soon. Like, I don't know. There's way too many variables right now. So yeah, I just don't know. Like I am building the new fish room right now, which will be done, hopefully in like a month and a half. But that doesn't mean I'm going to be opening back up, because I have a lot of my personal fish as well that I need space for. So yeah, unfortunately, I just don't know. What's the max amount of rainbows I would put in a 125? Well, Ninja, it depends on what type of rainbow fish. But honestly, you could do a lot. If you're doing something, let's just say like a yellow rainbow fish, it's kind of like an average size, or a Bosemani, a turquoise, and something like that. I mean, you could do like a couple dozen really easily. Once you get past that stage, I'm assuming you're going to have other fish in there too. It really just comes down to how often do you want to do water changes. Ash says, which one is better in your opinion, whiptail catfish or hillstream loach? I think hillstream loaches are easier to keep and care for, but whiptail catfish are pretty dang awesome. But they do have... it's not that they're harder to keep, but they just have different requirements. Like they really like fast flow, high oxygenated tanks, which so does the Hillstream Loach. However, a Hillstream Loach will still do well with low flow, low water flow. So yeah, whereas the whiptail catfish, they really want like fast flowing water, in my experience. I've only kept about 3 different species, but there was a huge difference when I took him out of my 40 breeder and put him in the 50-gallon low boy that had 4 power heads going like full blast. So it was just a huge difference in their behavior. They were way more active and just seemed to be having a lot better time with that insanely high water flow. Whiptails are expensive. Some of them are. Some of them are, you know, in that $7 to $8 range. But you know, it doesn't. There's not many of them that are. They really get up there in price pretty fast. It was the LRB aquatic intro for his live streams. What? Oh yeah. I would be concerned about. Okay, can you put a rubber lip pleco in a 10-gallon tank? I'm trying to remember if I included that in my video, but absolutely yes. Rubber lip plecos are great for 10-gallon aquariums. I think I'm like 99% sure that they were in my last video yesterday's video. I'm pretty sure. Amanda Baker says, do you like fishing, Bob? I used to go fishing all the time about 20 years ago, but now it's I don't dislike it, but it's not one of my hobbies. So would I go fishing with my dad? Yeah, my dad loves fishing. That's about the only time I would go fishing right now. Such a beautiful tank behind you. Yeah. Yep. This is about as basic and easy and awesome as an aquascape can be on a low-tech system. This tank was really easy to do. Well, I'm not trying to take away from the person. I mean, it takes a lot of maintenance, but as far as like, you know, I'm just trying to say like anyone can do it. Anyone can do this tank. It was in my last video. Okay. Yep. So check out yesterday's video. And rubber lip plecos, great for a 10-gallon tank. Great. If you know you have the 3-inch one, you could probably do a 20-gallon long. But if you end up with an 8-inch one, no way. Guess I missed the question that went with that answer. I hope you're doing fine because it's Q&A time. I used to fish a few times a month before I got into this hobby, and now it just feels wrong. It doesn't necessarily feel wrong to me. I mean, I eat fish. I buy salmon all the time. It's just there's other things I'd rather do that I enjoy more than fishing. And so, yeah. Currently treating a 10-gallon with IC-X. The female betta in there isn't doing too hot. She only has a few spots, but she's acting super lethargic, constantly wedging in between things. Any thoughts? Katie, I don't know if you have an air stone going in there, but I would highly recommend throwing an air stone in there, especially when you do meds. I like to throw in extra air when doing meds. What top dweller would you recommend for rosy barbs? I have 5 and a 30 long with a clown pleco. Ooh, rosy barbs, huh? So rosy barbs get fairly big. They can get up to like 4 or 5 inches. What would I put? You know, that would be a good tank, I think, for halfbeaks. Because halfbeaks are definitely not going to go after rosy barbs at all. Yeah, I think I'd do halfbeaks. I can't eat fish with skin. All right. There are 2 types of rubber lips. One stays 3 inches. The other gets up to 8 inches. I've never actually heard of the one that gets up to 8 inches. That's a first for me. Awesome. We are all learning today. Suggestions for a 12-gallon bookshelf tank. Is it one of those long and skinny ones? Not that that really matters. Let's see. Let's just take a look here. Hold on here. Hold on. I'm seeing what my suggestions were. Here they are, okay? Pencilfish, awesome. Dragon loach, awesome. Neon green rasbora, neon blue rasbora, ember tetras, coolie loaches. There's some suggestions for you. Best top dweller for a shrimp tank, probably pseudo McGills, pseudo McGill. What's your opinion on sushi? I think it's absolutely disgusting, and I do not eat it. I am not a sushi connoisseur. Not a fan. Not a fan. I'm not going to say it's disgusting, but I'm just not a fan. 240-gallon tank. Shelly's rock dwellers. Leptosoma. Can Frontosa be added for a Tanganyikan community? So I've always shied away from Frontosa. One, they're going to get huge, and they're if you're talking about Shelly's, rock dwellers, and Cyprichromis, they're not going to have any problems once they reach full size on eating all of those fish, for one. So they get super huge, and I think they're a fish best left alone in species only, in my opinion. The good news is, though, I mean, you can buy them small. They take forever to grow out, but once they do, they can really go to town on your other fish. Best ways to breed snails for the puffs. Rach, you just get a 5-gallon bucket, fill it with water, put in an air stone, put in a snail, and then put in vegetables. Super easy. Do I keep any wild caught fish? I have some wild caught rainbow fish. I think that's probably it right now. Yeah. That's it. I used to have wild caught bettas. I don't anymore. I used to have a lot of wild caught rainbow fish, but not anymore. I think I only have one species left. Try spicy blue crab sushi. I'm telling you, I prefer my food cooked. So, yeah, probably not gonna try it. How to tell what driftwood to use from outside. Opinion, what to do. Connor, I do have a video of collecting driftwood in the wild where I explain my process, but I'll give you the cliff notes. I do nothing. I let it soak in a separate bin until it's waterlogged, and that usually takes a couple months. And if something was going to happen, whether it's leaking some sort of toxin or something like that, you can usually see it on the top of the water, kind of collect there. But I don't do anything. As far as what type, you don't want any type of wood that has sap, and you don't want any type of wood that has bark. Sap for obvious reasons, and I tend to stay away from bark because it breaks down really fast in your aquarium, and it can really cause some issues with water quality. Oh yeah, Kyle, I totally forgot. Little Steen is wild caught, and so is my hairy puffer is also wild caught. I had 2 mudcats, a perch, and a bass in separate tanks that I caught. Yeah, I totally forgot about the puffers being wild caught. Whoops. Other than make sure it's in or near water, I don't know. I don't think I'd risk getting my own driftwood. So I go up into the mountains and collect my own driftwood. And I'm so far up there that there's no way that any toxins are getting in there. You do have to be careful. So depending on where you're at, if there's any type of mining going on around, then yeah, you can have some toxins. But outside of that, I don't worry about it at all, and I've never had an issue. Of course, anything in my state, as far as any type of random little bugs or anything, generally are not going to live in the aquarium because they're coming from water that's like 40 degrees up and going into water that's like 75, 80 degrees. Usually completely different parameters. So I don't know. I'm just not too worried about it. I'm not saying you should or should not worry about it. I'm just saying that I don't, and I've never had an issue. Thoughts? I have a 10-gallon tank with 2 coolie loaches, 2 cory cats, as well as 2 snails and 1 common pleco and 6 tiger barbs. First thing I would do is yank the common pleco out of there and take it back. And I would get more coolie loaches and more cory cats. So your common pleco is going to get bigger than your tank, so that's not going to work out. Your coolie loaches and your cory cats are going to be excellent little cleanup crew type of fish, so you don't even really need the pleco. If you do want a pleco, get the rubber lip pleco, and they only say about 3 inches. But yeah, the common pleco, that's got to go. That thing gets massive. So other than that, like I said, more coolie loaches and more cory cats, and that would be a really, really fun tank. Favorite jerky? Man, there's so many good ones. I really like elk jerky. I really, really, really like bear jerky, only because it's insanely salty, like me. And I've never had any good trout jerky. I've tried it a few times, and it's always been So, it's probably a lot has to do with who's making it. But Evan says advice for growing Instagram followers. I'm not really into Instagram. I like Instagram. I even changed the name of my Instagram since I started posting pictures that weren't fish related. So yeah, I'm definitely not the best, but I know you got to post like 5 times a day, and you got to do like stories, and you got to share other people's stories. And all the accounts that seem to grow really fast on Instagram, all they do is steal other people's content. And I don't like that. So yeah. Boiling water method before you place wood in your tank. Nope. I don't do it because, one, I don't have a big enough pot to boil water in. Because, the pieces I get, I've brought home pieces that are like 4 feet long before. How are you going to boil that? I'm not concerned about it at all. Not even like 1%. Just not concerned. But take it for what you will. We all do this hobby our own way, and so if it gives you some peace of mind, by all means, boil the wood. Do not boil rocks, and you'll be good to go. Buffalo jerky is good. I like kangaroo and alligator. I've had kangaroo. I've never got alligator. And I also actually just got kangaroo dog treats for my dogs made out of kangaroo. What a surprise. It's pretty expensive though. Kangaroo dog food is really expensive. Smoked salmon is really good. Really, really good. Any tips for keeping rummy nose rasboras, the Sabwa resplendens? I actually did a care video on those if you want to check it out. I'm kind of curious. Let's see. Let's just see. How do I do this? View on YouTube. Stop. Rummy nose rasbora. Look at that. It's the very first video that comes up if you search for rummy nose rasbora. A nice 4-minute and 22-second care guide in 4K, all ready to go just for you. Natural Aquarium says, okay, I'm out of here. You folks have a good one. See you later, my friend. Steenfott Aquatics on Instagram. Yep, there it is. Boy, where's my phone? I'm going to look. When is the last time I posted anything about fish? Let's take a look. Let's just take a look here. How do I look at my own profile? I don't even know. Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, the lungfish. Okay. So this was November 29th. Before that was October. So it looks like I'm averaging about, I would say 1 a month, but I haven't posted anything fish related in 4 months, 3 months. So there you go. Oh, apparently I didn't change my name. I thought I did. It's still Steenfott Aquatics? No, I changed it to Bob Steenfott, I thought. I don't know. I'm really good at social media, if you couldn't tell. Is brown algae bad for a fish tank? I don't think any algae is really bad for a fish tank. In excess, anything in excess is bad. But otherwise, brown algae is really common, especially in new tanks. So, yeah, I wouldn't be too worried about it. There's lots of things you can get that will eat brown algae. You feed your dogs kangaroo. Dog treats made from kangaroos. So who knows? Probably only like 1% of it, if that, is kangaroo. They probably put in the bare minimum just to be able to say kangaroo on it. But who knows? I like the video. I like the video of the pups. What? Still shows the Steenfott Aquatics, huh? That just shows you how much I don't know about Instagram. Because to me, it shows up as Bob Steenfott. So I don't know. You should not have any issues from brown algae. Nope. Other than if you don't like the way it looks, that would be the only issue. But algae is generally really good for fish. So yeah, you usually don't have to worry about it. If you don't mind the way algae looks in the tank, it will not bother the fish. Nope, it's purely beneficial. Beneficial. Thanks for answering my question. No problem. No problem. Just don't put anything from the ocean in a freshwater tank. If it comes out of the lake, it's all good. Even that's like up for debate. Like driftwood, it's going to be salty, but I don't know. I've done it before. So, I tried it once. And after I don't even know how long it was, but it never waterlogged and never sank. So I eventually just took it out. What are your thoughts on red tail, red eye puffers? I think all pufferfish in general are really awesome, unique animals that have great personalities. So I don't know if there's one that's better than the other. Even when it comes down to like pea puffers, they're all just really cool. K-Stu says, Jimmy editing your camping videos. He is really good. Yes, I am extremely lucky that he enjoys doing that. I've tried to be like, you don't have to do this, dude. You already got like a huge workload. And he's like, shut up. I like doing it. So I'm like, all right then. I'll just make your tank briefly brackish. Yeah, come on, buddy. Come on. Can I have some foot space here? You would think that after getting kicked in the head like 100 times that these dogs wouldn't lay on my feet. But they still do. Now I know I've never seen kangaroo out here. Maybe. Hello, all Bob. What are your top swimmers that go good with Shellies? Cyprichromis, Cali Kev. If you got Shellies, get yourself some Cyprichromis. That's it's basically the perfect fish. They're from Lake Tanganyika as well, and they stay at the top. And they're friendly, even though the Shellies are generally not. I dislike 1 gallon fish tanks. I am definitely a hater of small fish tanks. Yep. Any 5 gallon fish tanks and under, I just do not like at all. Not only do I not like them, I hate them. 10 gallon is like my bare minimum. Michael with the $5 super chat says, I used to bake my rocks and boil my wood. Now I go in the backyard, pick stuff up, and drop it in the tank. I use the money I saved on Dragonstone to buy this. We had on our last camping trip, I think it was the last one, we had, there's always this big debate when you talk about boiling rocks. I say don't do it because they explode, and then you'll get half the people that are like, rocks don't explode, blah, blah, blah. When you could just go onto YouTube and Google boiling rocks exploding, and they explode. But anyways, on our last camping trip, we had one of the rocks explode from the the rocks around the fireplace. One of them exploded. So don't tell me that rocks don't explode. All right, I'm telling you, They do. I've always been an African fan with no plants, but I've tried a few times to grow planted aquariums and always end up with end-to-end algae. It could be tough. Doing planted tanks without getting algae is definitely something that takes time. And it's different for everyone. You know, some people pick it up right away. Some people can do it for years. It really is just like a balancing act. And for some people, a lot has to do with water too. But it's just it can be tough. It can be tough. I've been there. Top advice to win over algae war: work. Water changes. Now, of course, if your water changes are causing the algae, say if for some reason your tap water has high nitrates, then that's going to be an issue. So really, if you want to win the algae war, you got to figure out what's causing the algae. That's pretty much the only way. A lot of people will just I have my lights on for 8 hours a day and I'll get algae, so I'll turn them down to 4 hours a day. That's generally not the best way to do it, because a lot of us like to have our lights on for more than 4 hours a day. So I don't know. It's really about identifying what kind of algae it is, and then from there you can look up what causes that type of algae, and then you can start to win the war. Chevy Fish says exploding rocks is one of the first things you learn in Scouts. There you go. I'm telling you. Yeah, and then Case Deuce has another good suggestion. If your tank's by a window and you're getting a lot of ambient lighting, then that's going to be an issue too. So there's multiple factors when it comes into getting algae. So the hardest part is identifying why you're getting algae and also what type of algae it is. Don't landscape the wrong stone into your backyard fire pit. Definitely. Heating wet rocks above 212 degrees is a bad idea. As a rule, even if they are baked, if they came from a lake originally, it could explode. I would think your campfire was a lot hotter than 212 degrees. What do you guys talk about around the campfire while camping? There's a lot of joke telling. There's a lot of ribbing of each other. And then there's a lot of, we talk about YouTube a lot. We talk about what's going on in our lives a lot. And one of the hardest things is there's so much footage when it comes to these camping videos. Because I have my camera going. Jimmy has his 100 cameras going. To go through all that footage literally takes days, and so a lot of it gets left out, just because there's just not enough time to scrub through all that footage and find out, well, where's all the funny parts at. So yeah, that's the hardest part, honestly. But there's, for every camping trip, there's probably 5 days worth of footage. Can I microwave a rock? Well, Joel, go get yourself some rocks, stick them in the microwave, and report back to us next week on what happens. Let us know. Are there any plecos smaller than a rubber lip? Well, we could really start some internet wars and say that auto sinkless are the smallest pleco. And then we'll get people that say auto sinkless are not plecos at all. But there's the LDA, I forget the number, but the Clara pleco, which is a bushy nose pleco. Medusa plecos are pretty small. There's a lot of plecos that are right around that same 3 to 4 inch mark. There's a lot of them. Connor says, are Oscars aggressive? Oh yeah, absolutely. Definitely aggressive. They're a fish that will be just fine for 5 years, and then just one day it's screw you all, I'm killing all of you, including you. I know you feed me, I know you change my water, but I'm just gonna kill you too. It's just inevitable. It always happens. Bible Word Press, hello. I feel like I haven't seen that name in forever. Clown pleco is close. Oh, can't forget the clown pleco. They're definitely bigger bodied, so they're wider. But yeah, right around the same size. Candy says only if you film it, Joel. Yep. So yeah, definitely film it. I mean, it's for science, right? For science. Just make sure you get a nice variety of rock. Watch Rummy Nose Rasbora Care Guide. Great video. Any tank mate recommendations for them? Any community fish. I mean, honestly, they're such a peaceful, friendly fish that as long as you're putting them with community fish, you're not going to have a problem. Tetras, other Rasboras, Corridoras, really the sky's the limit. I mean, as long as you're not putting them with Oscars, you'll do all right. Oscars are psychopaths. Yes, that is true. That is true. Whoa, you were in the hospital for 3 months? Well, I hope you're doing better, my friend. Well, you must be if you're here. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say, I'm glad you're doing better. I hope you are. If you're not, I hope you get better. Let's get to 250 likes. Yep. Oh, we're at 226. 226. Ask KG Tropicals about how Oscars killed their arowana. They kill everything. I don't understand them. I don't. But anyways, I don't want to piss off all my Oscar fans, so we'll just move on. Can I keep 6 green neon tetras and 6 neon tetras in a 16 bow front? Will they school? They will school, but that's not much space for schooling. So they'll probably more likely shoal and just kind of hang out. You might get a little bit of schooling action out of them, but again, you really need like a long tank to really get schooling behavior. I will send a query to the Aquarium Co-op help desk and how to properly prepare heated rock. I know one person who was ignorant enough to put 3 baby Oscars in a 10-gallon tank because it's cute. And you know what? Some people will put Oscars in a small tank like that and get away with it for a while. And then other times, they'll all kill each other. It really just depends on the fish. Like I said, eventually, they will always turn into jerks. Eventually, at some point. Christian with the $5 super chat. Thank you, my friend. Says, thanks, Bob. I appreciate you taking the time to answer my questions and so many others. Well, thank you, my friend. I try to get to as many questions as I can. So, yeah, I appreciate it. Can you put a lungfish in a 360-gallon with 3 severums, 1 geophagus, 1 firemouth, 1 tapaho, 35 Colombian tetras, 1 orange cheek pleco, and 2 blood parrots? I feel like probably not a good idea. So a lungfish is really slow moving, and it can really be outcompeted by any other fish that's going to feed off the bottom. So if you're dropping in like frozen shrimp, let's see, your firemouth is going to go for that. Your severums are going to go for that. Obviously the geophagus, both species of geophagus are going to go for that. The pleco is going to go for that. Blood parrots would go for that. So yeah, you'd really have to make sure that you're like spot feeding it, and yeah, it doesn't seem like a good time. Bible word press with the $5 super chat says, I'm an Oscar fan, had 2 back in the day, really need good filtration. Yes, feeling much better. Awesome. So I don't have a problem with how they look, except for albino Oscars. Hey buddy, I see you, don't cry. I think albino Oscars are probably some of the ugliest fish in the hobby. However, regular Oscars I think look really, really cool, but it doesn't change the fact that they're giant jerks and they will eventually kill you while you sleep. It's just inevitable. Jay Oliver's Guppies and Aquatics with the $5 super chat. As always, great live stream. I appreciate all you do for the hobby. Thank you. I've been trying to figure out, like, I don't know, it's going to sound kind of dumb maybe, but like what I could do more. I feel like I don't do much for the hobby, but I feel like there's like all these other like bird people, dog people, cat people that are going out and doing all these like crazy awesome things and really raising awareness. But like, how do you do that with fish? I don't know. But it would be nice to be able to do something to bring more awareness to this hobby. and how to do it properly. Not just, you know, go buy a 10-gallon tank and fill it with Oscars, but how to do it properly. I don't know. I guess, I mean, just keep making videos, I guess, but other than that, I don't know. What's the coolest pseudomcgill no one knows about? Well, I mean, a lot of people don't even know about the Luminatus, which is one of the coolest pseudomcgills you can buy. But it is, I feel like if you know about pseudomcgills, then you probably know about Luminatus. There's not really any uncommon ones that are available. Looks like a couch from the 70s. I'm telling you, the albino Oscars, they do. They look like them ugly 70s couches. Albino Oscar tangent. Gotta get my jab in there every once in a while for albino Oscars. But honestly, I'm not a fan of really any albino, like whether it's fish or reptiles or people. I just lost all my albino subscribers. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of that albino look. Regina Phalanges with the $5 super chat says, "You're the best. You have a friend in me." I don't know why I sang that, but there you go. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. Steenfott Aquatics, where do you recommend getting Synodontis catfish locally here in Washington? Need one for my Mbuna tank. Well, I definitely wouldn't just get one. All right. So if you do the dwarf petricola, which I know the co-op gets every once in a while, I can't speak too much about other fish stores because I don't have any local fish stores. There's Bridges in Snohomish. That's probably like my closest pet store, but they're really, really expensive. And I think like the dwarf petricolas there are like $20. So, you know, outside of Bridges and Aquarium Co-op, I really don't go to any other fish stores. So I don't know what they carry. However, if you do have like a local fish store, not a Petco or PetSmart, an actual like small local fish store, they can usually always order Synodontis. They're usually always on a list somewhere. So just go in and ask if you can special order. Demands to be sung. Herb says, "I love albino checkered garter snakes. They are all white, green, purple. Super pretty, but yeah, albinos sometimes stink." Well, I don't know that they smell bad, but I'm just kidding. Always a video for full watch and real comments from the Animal Papa family. Angelica Synodontis are my favorite. You know, I got to stick with the dwarf petricola. Those are always going to be my favorite Synodontis. One of my dream tanks is an aquarium. I don't know what size. It doesn't really matter. Well, it does because I want like 200 dwarf Synodontis. If you've never seen like just a massive shoal of dwarf Synodontis, it looks so awesome. I'm telling you, it's amazing. Hopefully one day. Pseudomcgill cyandoralis. That is probably going to be the coolest that no one's heard about. Although, you know, I feel like if you're in a live stream about fish on Monday at 6:15, you'll probably know about pseudomcgills. So I don't know. Albino anything look kind of creepy with the red eyes. Yeah, so I had some leucistic. Gosh, what was it? Oh, I had leucistic Honduran red points. Now that was a cool fish, but not being albino, obviously, it did not have the red eyes because it was leucistic. So those were pretty cool. I did like those. Synodontis are awesome. I have one that turns 27 this year. Holy smokes. What would be your recommendations for 20 long floating planted tank? Wait, what? What would your recommendations for a 20 long? Are you looking for a floating plant? I'm confused. Victoria, you're gonna have to ask that again because I don't get it. I think LRB is breeding the Synodontis petricola if you wanted to order some to whoever was looking for them. What's your opinion on Demonsoni cichlid? My wife really likes, but she wants to keep other fish with them, but I don't know what can go with them. I would not recommend that fish if you're wanting like a community tank. If you're doing like only an Mbuna tank, then sure. But if you're doing other stuff, I would definitely not get into Demonsoni. I said it twice. He was talking about the channels that are good for the hobby. Hey, one of you just moved my lights. That means you gotta go. Come on. Come on, get out. Get out. Okay, missed the reference and the context. What? What happened? I don't know. I missed it too. No. Kennel. Come on. Kennel. All right. Is Water Sprite a good beginner plant that can survive with not many nutrients? So, it is a good beginner plant. However, it grows insanely fast. So, when you say without nutrients, it is going to eat up a lot of nitrates. So, if you have a high bio load, then yes, it'll be really easy. However, if you're putting it in a 20-gallon tank that has like 3 fish in it and you're not using any type of fertilizer, it might die off. Suda McGill's, Google it, doesn't look like it. Did I type it right? Oh, no, sorry. I typed it in earlier. It's pseudo, like pseudonym, McGill. So there you go. Ah, dang it. I just dropped something. Oh my gosh. I'm going to say Wrestler1 with the $10 super chat. Thank you. No comment. So I guess, we'll just take your $10 and thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Water Sprite takes over. Yeah. So yeah, it is a good beginner plant, but you definitely need to make sure you have the nitrates. Pseudo McGill Pass Guy, Melis. Oh, Melis. I forgot about Melis. Okay. I changed my answer. I'm no longer in saying Cyandralis. I'm going Melis. We can just we could do this. Oh no, we can't. I ruined it. Okay, there we go. There we go. Let's do this. Go to images. Yeah, this fish right here. I always forget about the Melis because I've never actually kept this fish. But this is a really, really awesome fish that probably no one has heard about. Desert Fish with a $5 super chat says, came in late, my bad. Better late than never. Thanks for the $5. I appreciate it. The Doberman video bombed you earlier. Cute dog. Oh, was it behind me? I didn't even see it. Man. I just called my dog an it. Pseudo McGill count as a top dweller. Bring this home. Yes, that was actually the very first one I said, Michael, when we started the stream, was Pseudo McGill. The African dwarf frog will help maintain your guppy population by eating stranglers. Price is Right melody. What? Price is Wrong. Thread fins, real nice. Yes. Yep. First time I've donated to one of these chats. Good luck with your move. Sorry about your friend. Oh, thank you. I am honored. I really do appreciate it. It does go a very long way, so thank you. And also, thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. We hit 250 likes. Can we get to 300? I don't know. I feel like we're asking a lot now. So I just found some frozen bloodworms in my freezer from a long time ago. Any chance they are still good? I don't see a date anywhere. If they have like freezer burn, I'd probably not use them. It's eating the stranglers, the Scranton Strangler. I don't know. I don't tend to risk it at all, Curtis. I mean, a new pack of bloodworms is like $5. Why risk it? If they somehow manage to go bad, not worth it. All right. Gotta take a quick break. Sorry. I didn't make it the whole stream. I've been drinking too much water. I'll be right back. We'll listen to that sweet song that everybody loves. Where is it at? Here it is. There we go. And we are back. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is my jam. My jam. I've been thinking about since... Wait. I've been thinking about this since you just said it. I really hope they let you stay at your house and you can rent it. I hope so too. Wait, is my mic back on? Okay, yeah, it is. Danios are a nice dweller fish. They are a nice fish, for sure. Feeling like a flapper from the 20s. I don't know what that is, and I don't know that that's something I want to Google. That might be too close to fluffer, and don't ever Google that. Top 5 fish tube urine soundtracks, hands down. All right. Things just got weird. How are my big dogs with cats? They like to look at cats. They've yet to like chase after a cat in the neighborhood. I know that they're really well with chickens when I take them to my parents. They don't really bother the chickens that much, so that's pretty cool. A Chevy Fish says, thanks for the super... Oh, did I get a super... Oh, no. I got that one. Okay. Is it true that pseudo McGills only live for just over a year? That is false. False. They're right in that 3 to 5 year range. If your pseudo McGills are only living a year, you are doing something wrong. Flapper is what they called the dancing girls in the 20s. No, I'm old, but I'm not old enough to know that. That's for sure. I Googled fluffer. I told you, do not Google. Do not. That means do not. Not do. Cody says, bye guys, gotta go. Thanks for stopping by, Cody. I appreciate it. Good to see him. Whatever happened to the goldfish you had years ago? Do you still have them? They were sweet looking. When I lost Patches, I should say when I killed Patches, it was my fault. I killed him. That was kind of the end of my goldfish run. And I gave some of them away, and then the rest I took back to my local fish store. Yeah, that one kind of hurt me. That one stung a little bit. I did not expect to, 1, ever like goldfish, and 2, ever get a goldfish that I would like consider a real pet. That goldfish was really awesome. Will fast-growing plants like water sprite inhibit the growth of slow growers like Java Fern and Anubias, or you just balance your play? Okay, so basically, as I butchered that sentence, you're asking, will water sprite suffocate, essentially, take all the nutrients, and no. So you definitely have to pay attention and, dose accordingly as far as fertilizers, but you can definitely keep both. Since the, like Java Ferns and Anubias are so slow growing, they don't really require a lot of nutrients. So it's usually not an issue. That's an interesting comment. Have I ever kept African butterfly fish? Jacob, I've kept them once a long time ago, probably 25 years ago. It's been a very long time. And I remember, I think I remember correctly in that I only had one. How did Patches die? I boiled him, essentially. I had him in a tank in the garage, which I never monitor my tank in the garage because the garage is the only room in this house that stays cool. Like, it could be 100 degrees outside and it's still really relatively cool in the garage. So I'm not exactly sure how it happened, but it did end up getting too hot, and I had Patches in a tank, and then I had a couple other goldfish, and I lost Patches and about half the other goldfish because it somehow got up to like 85 degrees, 90 degrees. I don't remember. It was a couple years ago, but it just got way too hot. And it's something that I never would have even guessed would ever happen in a million years. Like I said, it always stays cool in the garage. Have thought about giving up fish keeping. Know that you might not be able to keep fish anymore. Have you thought about giving up fish keeping? I don't know what you're asking. Have thought about giving up fish keeping. Know that you might not be able to keep fish anymore. Oh, have I thought about giving up fish keeping since maybe? I don't know. If you're asking if I've thought about giving up fish keeping, the answer is no. If you're talking to me, I don't know. Thanks for answering my questions. Everything I read about Sudamagills said they had short lifespans. That was the one thing keeping me from getting them. Beautiful fish. I mean, comparatively, I guess if you're talking about like a Boesemani rainbow fish that's going to live, 12 years. So I guess if you're comparing them to other rainbow fish, then yes, they have a short lifespan. But, they're definitely nothing like annual killies that we were talking about earlier that live for 1 year. Like one season at that. Not even a year, just one season. If you can make one piece of equipment for the hobby you'd like to see, like if I invented something, what would be really nice is to have an auto feeder that actually works. Otherwise, I don't know if there's something. I don't know. I'll circle back to that one. I don't know. You could say that about almost anything, though. How about a heater that actually works? Or a filter that actually works longer than 6 weeks? A simplified auto dosing maybe system would be really nice. Of course, now we're getting really specific. I don't know. I would just say keep water cold and then spring raise temp 70 to 80. The trick to breeding. Okay. What else? Oh, Tampa Thomas here. What's up, buddy? I see you. You tried to lurk, but you made a comment. Water Sprite is the only aquarium plant that I've grown that outgrew the algae. Water Sprite, huh? Well, it took me a long time to figure out plants, so I can't really say anything about that. I'm glad somebody got that. Just planted some dwarf hairgrass. Any advice? Dwarf hairgrass is surprisingly very undemanding. However, the higher the light and the more nutrients you give it, the faster it'll grow. So it'll grow in medium and even low light. It just takes forever. So the more light you give it, the better. And also, if you give it more light, then you got to give it more nutrients. Then, possibly CO2 injection, depending on how crazy you want to get. But it is a fairly easy plant. It just takes forever to grow. Annual killifish usually live 2+ years in captivity because they do not dry up. Well, that is an excellent point. An excellent point. Do I eat bugs? Never on purpose. But occasionally on accident? Sure. I think we all do. What else we got going on here? I love to make my own filters. Store-bought filters suck. I do... When I use hang-on back filters, I do make my own media. I never use the crappy media that comes with it, which is basically a waste of money to buy those over and over and over. But nice to see. Oh, hi Bob. I have rainbows sold to me as M. splendida inornata, but I don't think they are that. How would you suggest I identify the species correctly? Well, Evan, if you are on Facebook, there is a Rainbowfish group called Rainbowfish Live. That's Rainbowfish Live. So if you're on Facebook, search for that group, join it, and then you can post pictures there, and people will tell you. There's, Gary Lang is in that group, for instance. So there's a lot of knowledge in that group. Highly recommend it. Mountain Greenery says, do you use your aquarium water for anything like plants or gardens? Yes, I do water my few houseplants. And then in the summer, I water the lawn, or we've got some trees outside. And so I run the hose from my fish room into the lawn. And yeah, I don't stand out there and move it around and make sure it spread evenly all over the lawn. So we usually get this pretty good sized green patch from where I empty the water. But yeah, that's about it. Curtis says, great group. Gary Lang is in it. Yep, it is a great group. JND Reptile says, do you have dogs? I do have dogs. Do fish eat snail eggs? Generally not. Generally, I mean, very... let's just say no. How about that? No. Hey, Bob, what do you do with those 350 penguins? I will buy all if you want to get rid of. Give me a deal like that, $13 a piece. It's not even worth me going to the post office, to be honest. I have one. I only have one left that's still brand new in the box. And I hate to sound like a douche, but I'm not going to go to the post office for 13 bucks. I hate the post office. I hate going there. And just not going to happen. Evan with the $5 super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. Says, thank you, Bob. Well, you're welcome. You're welcome. If you love Rainbowfish and you have Facebook, get the group. I actually just deleted Facebook. Only from my phone though. So we'll see. Slowly getting away from Facebook. Danny says, I would like my own all-in-one system that runs lights, CO2, filter, fertilizer, dosing, and everything involved with the tank to maintain water quality, nutrient levels, and all that. Oh, so you're like, we're talking about like magical fairyland where anything is possible. I thought you meant like realistic things. That's, I don't know. Light, CO2, filter, fertilizer, and everything involved. I want a droid that will do all my fish tank maintenance for me. That's what you want, really, right? Still waiting on my return postcard, Bob. Well, it must have got lost in the mail because I've sent like 20 so far. Michael says, warning. Co-op commercial. I bought a $7 crypt parva from the co-op 2 years ago. Turned it into $120 over the weekend when I ripped up the whole carpet. Wait, what? I bought a $7 crypt parva from the co-op 2 years ago and turned it into $120 over the weekend when I ripped up the whole carpet in a third. Oh, okay. So you took it all out and then sold it. I see. I'm telling you, there's a lot of money in plants. A lot of people, unfortunately, kill plants and they just keep buying them over and over and over and over. So if you can grow them, it's a really good way to, you're not going to, turn it into a job or anything, but it is a good way to supplement your income is to sell plant clippings and things like that. Camantha says, please tell me why there are 3 dislikes. That's it. However, we are only 30 likes away from 300, so hit the like button if you haven't. Mount Pleco says, do you still play the dumb game with the frying pan? Nope. That dumb game has just gotten way too bad. Dropping in late. Kelly, hello. Hi, everyone. Hi, Candy. Hi, Bob. I don't, better late than never. I also deleted Facebook from my phone. It makes life so much more enjoyable. Yep. And honestly, if I wasn't in the market for a new vehicle, I would have deactivated my account. But I do like the Facebook marketplace when searching for vehicles. So once I got 3 more weeks to find a vehicle. I think 3 more weeks about. Adam Brown with the $10 super chat says, sorry, off topic. Suggestions for rainbowfish in a 40-gallon breeder. I would suggest the Kamaka rainbowfish. It is a perfect size for the 40-gallon breeder. You could go a little bit smaller. Excuse me. With the dwarf neon rainbowfish, which is probably one of the easiest, hardiest rainbows to get a hold of. Kamakas are going to be a bit harder to get a hold of, but they stay small enough to go in that 3-foot footprint. There's a lot of rainbows like the Bosemani, the yellow, the turquoise, the Parkinsoni, Australian, eventually are going to get too big for a 40 breeder. So if you can find Kamakas, get Kamakas because they look amazing. They're like a purplish blue pastel type color. and they look really good. So that's my suggestion. And thank you for the $10. I appreciate it, Adam. How much money do you make from live stream donations? J&D Reptiles, not enough. How about that? You're more than welcome to go and rewatch the replay and add up all these donations, because I don't. Like, I don't have like a little note, a pad and piece of paper here to keep track. Regina Phalange says, my kamakas are amazing. I am almost to that episode. I am rewatching Friends as we speak. Didn't you just get a truck? Yes. But it has its specific use. It's more of like a work truck, so it's not going to be something, it's definitely not a daily driver. How about that? I have my Jeep, and I offered to give my Jeep to my niece because she's going to be driving soon. And that's why I say I have like 3 weeks left, I think, ish, about. And then I'm giving my Jeep to her. So I also want to get something that's more dog friendly than the truck as well. What are your thoughts on guppies being in a betta in a 3.5 gallon tank? Way too small. If you want to do just a betta, that's fine. But if you start mixing in other fish, that's really a small crowded space. Especially if you have a male and female guppy, and in 4 to 6 weeks, you're going to have 30 guppies. So yeah, I would not recommend it. If you want something else, I would do shrimp. And Seapole brings up a very good point. Says no such thing as off topic after the first hour. Definitely not. Definitely no such thing. Paul, what's up, buddy? I bought one Pogostemum octopus plant. Now all of my tanks, it's now in all my tanks. I'm giving it away. That's such an amazing plant. Definitely a top 5 plant, and always will be. Tiffany White says, I have some kamakas that will be available on my Get Gill store when it's warmer outside. Boy. What was that? I was gonna say something about the weather, but I forgot. That thought just in one ear, out the other. Just that fast. That's how fast it happens with me. So are we all Googling? Nope, we're not. Don't Google that. Questions for all the fish folks, especially to you, Bob. How do you guys support your fish hobby? Didn't realize it was so addicting. At the same time, very expensive. Small stuff adds up. Honestly, before, when I had more time, I had my breeding for profit tank, which was bristlenose plecos, guppies, and shrimp. And when I had that going, I never had to pay for anything. Like that one tank paid for all my food, all my medications, all. I mean, there'd be times when I'd have to like put in a little extra money to buy fish, but I mean, I would get so much in-store credit that I really didn't have to ever buy anything. It was great. Now I don't have a local fish store, so that kind of sucks, but do you have a leopard gecko? I do not. Herb Diversity says selling fish and plants. Yep. Just buy something that can breed, but make sure you're doing it because you enjoy it, not to make money. I recently put out a video, not too recently, where I showed how to make $1 bajillion in a 20-gallon aquarium. And look at this. I have it pulled up right here. So this is just how to make $1 billion in a 20-gallon aquarium right there. Steenfott Aquatics, by the way, started with 1 6 months ago. I have 9. Eventually, that's how it starts. That's how it starts. Hey Bob, I have guppies breeding up a storm in my 29-gallon. If you weren't selling them, do you find you have to intervene, or will the numbers naturally level out eventually? You're gonna have to manually take care of that. If you let it keep going and going and going, it's just gonna turn into a nightmare. It's gonna be a mess. You'll start getting algae. The water parameters will be almost impossible to keep up with. So it's not one of those things where I've got a 30-gallon tank and now I have 200 guppies and they're going to stop breeding now because no more will fit in the tank. They're not going to stop breeding. So yeah, you do have to find something to do with them. I should do a video on how you would spend $1 billion on a 20-gallon tank. That's funny. My store is called Sparky's Tropicals on Get Gills. I'm not shipping any fish now, so all that's on there are spawning mops currently. There you go. I still have your longfin white cloud minnows, Tiffany White, and they are adults now and super awesome. Guppies breed like rabbits. Yep. I find sell plants. Yep. Nerdy guppies will never stop breeding. Yep. Hey, autocorrect. Yep. And because I was a gajillionaire, I liked it so much. All right. What? Because I was a gillionaire and I liked it. Yeah, Curtis, thanks for deleting that, because that made my brain hurt just trying to decipher that. Anyways, dollar per gallon sale is, I don't know if you're suggesting ways to help save money or if you're announcing that it is on right now. I think it just ended though. I could be wrong. Yeah, that's what I figured. Thanks guys. Thanks guys. Shout me out, please. No, thanks. How about I just ban you? How about that? Oh, Candy already got it. Candy's too fast for me. I will shout out though. There is a super awesome fish channel that I think everyone should go look at. I'm gonna get the link here because this channel is freaking amazing. Where is it at? Wait, let me make sure this is it. Okay, yeah. You all should go check out this channel and subscribe. This channel is freaking awesome. We have our $1 per gallon sale going on until the 24th. Oh, there you go. 9 more days for the $1 per gallon sale. 9 more days. Oh man, now I have all these deleted messages. That's all I can see. Let me scroll through these. Oh, ways to save money. Yep. So you have 9 more days. First ban I've witnessed. Is it me, Bob? Hello, everyone. Good evening. Aquaballs. Hello. It's me, right? Get a turtle and you'll never have too many guppies again. Just add them to the turtle tank and nature does its thing. That was the nice thing about having turtles. I still have one more though. So I still have like 4 or 5 tanks that are breeding endlers, and so I just toss them in the turtle tank. Unfortunately, that sounds terrible, but I know that it's good quality food though, because I know I'm feeding them good quality food. So there is that. First ban I've witnessed. It's been a while. It has been a while. Against the flow with the smiley face. Pecco always got the $1 gallon sales. Yeah, they do it 4 times a year for like 6 months at a time. So, yeah, it's it seems like it's always on. Wields the banhammer like Thor wields Mjolnir. Sorry, I don't know anything about Thor. I have a 20-gallon tank with guppies and cherry shrimp. It is overgrown with guppy grass. Any suggestions on removing it without losing shrimplets? Honestly, when I take out guppy grass, I just shake it a lot in the tank and it makes a mess. And, I know all the shrimp are off of it. 2 more likes. Hit the like button. 2 more likes. Ooh, yes. 2 away from 300. Yes, Turtle Girl will take care of the guppy turtle. I don't know why I said Turtle Girl. Turtle will take, probably because I just saw her last week. Yes, Turtle will take care of the guppy problem. That's the circle of life, unfortunately. Yep. Michael says, I'm getting about a foot of snow tonight in New York. I am insanely jealous. Insanely jealous. Where is the Mata Mata? It is downstairs. It is downstairs. Edward says, how to breed white clouds. Get a male and female and put them in the same tank, and they will do the rest. Just make sure. So, it's not that easy, but they're pretty easy to breed. Quality food. Make sure your water quality is, you're not lacking on water changes. You want to make sure that you have lots of plants so the fry can survive, and that's about it. You don't have to use plants, but that's just the easiest way. You can actually use spawning mops. You just need somewhere for the fry to hide so they don't get eaten. Good channel, good folks. Yes, we definitely have a lot of good people here. Definitely. It's taken, what is it? Going on 4 or 5 years now of banning the not good people, but I think we've got it squared away where it's just pretty much awesome people hanging out now. Can you put celestial pearl Danios in with neo shrimp? Yes. Or will the shrimp eat the eggs? Yes. All of the above, but some of the eggs will survive. The trick is keeping the shrimp well fed so they don't go after the eggs that much, I guess, if that makes sense. Unbanned my brother. His name is something. Please, I'll do anything. Just unban him. I cannot unban people. Unbanning people is a lot harder than it is to ban people. So I cannot unban people right now. We got, Paul says, we've got nothing but mud in North Carolina. It's been raining here for most of the last 6 weeks. We got snow starting on Saturday, but like always, it never lasts, and it's already gone. So Saturday night, I was out driving around just for funsies in the snow, and yeah, but it's already gone. Gotta feed my fish and dogs. Love you all. Good night. Good night, Regina Phalanges. Thanks for hanging out, as always. I appreciate it. What other reptiles, amphibians might be good for guppy control? Well, any turtle. There's not really much outside of turtle land. There's some snakes that'll eat some guppies, but not specifically. But really, turtles are where it's at. Definitely turtles. If you want to get into like isopods love fish. Not live fish though, dead fish. Garter snake for guppy control. See, I just don't know that they would eat enough. Like, would they eat enough to control it? I don't think so. Like a turtle will mouth through like 100 guppies in a day. And I just don't see like a garter snake keeping up with that. Not even close. I wish I had mud. I need mud to breed my mud skippers. What did you do to get banned? I missed it. I don't know. You have to be pretty annoying to get banned here. Let me see. Oh, he kept asking for shout outs. That's one way to get banned, unfortunately. Kid showed up for dinner, so I'll see you later. See you, Bob. Thanks, Barbara, and thanks for the share earlier. I appreciate it. The shares mean so much to me. It helps bring new people in, so I really do appreciate it. Flowerhorn will eat them. Yeah, there's way better options. Other fish and turtles, best way. Or, the best option is have a local fish store, but that's not really up to us if we have one close to us. Dovi will eat them. Yep. Keegan Box says it. Self-promoting. Let's see. Oh, where'd I go? Mountain Greenery says, if you like snow, come visit the Lake Louis? I don't know. Aquarium Club. We have it for 6 to 7 months a year. I want to live somewhere that gets snow. I stutter sometimes. I want to live somewhere that gets snow like 3 to 4 months out of the year. That's to me, that's perfect. Perfect. You don't want mud from this part of North Carolina. It smells like sulfur, rotten eggs. Ugh. Sounds like I need another fish or turtle tank. I highly recommend turtles. Turtles are awesome. They live a really long time. Most of them are outside of my, 20-year mark, but they're pretty awesome. Wonder Killies will eat young guppies. Wonder Killies. Also, a top dweller. I had top chat on instead of live, so I missed it. Yeah, top chat is so stupid. Don't even get me started on top chat. It's stupid. What's your favorite fish for summer tubbing? I've really only done it, like really done it one man. All right, I'm really stuttering now. I've really only done it one summer. This next summer, I'm going to try native cold water species, just so I can have fish out longer. I'm going to do rainbow shiners. I'm going to do rainbow darters, and we'll see how that goes. If it goes well, then that'll be by far my favorite setup. Matt Dill with the $10 super chat says, "Can I have a shout out?" Joke suggestions for a 125 gallon long. That's an 8-foot tank. That's an awesome tank. Fully planted, extremely soft city water, just like I have. I would like a colorful but small, cheap fish that won't immediately kill cherry shrimp. Any ideas? There's so many. Small, colorful fish. You're pretty much describing like every tetra, every rasbora, lots of Danios, barbs, although barbs are definitely going to go after cherry shrimp. Specific suggestions though. Let's see. Extremely soft. I would go rasboras myself. There's a few tetras I would do, but a gigantic school of green neon rasboras would be awesome. Really any rasbora would be awesome. And if you I mean, think of like an 8-foot tank with like 300 strawberry rasboras. I mean, I don't know what your budget is, but that would be amazing. Just 300 rasboras schooling around in an 8-foot tank. That's crazy. And thank you for the $10 super chat. Rasboras will never kill cherry shrimp. Well, there's definitely some bigger species of rasboras, but if you stick to the smaller species, they won't harm them at all. And if you want like a really cool little biotope, not really biotope, but setup, I guess we'll just call it a setup. You do your shrimp, you do your rasboras, and then you also do any of the dwarf corridoras, which will also not eat your shrimp. You know, they might pick off a shrimplet here or there, but it would have to be like under an hour old. Otherwise, it'll be too big already. So you can get yourself a couple hundred rasboras. You can get yourself like 100 of any of the dwarf. Actually, no, I wouldn't do Histatus. I would do Pygmaeus or Habrosus. And have a giant school of little dwarf corridoras, a giant school of rasboras, and hundreds of shrimp. You'll have hundreds eventually. I think that would be really awesome. I've lived in Minnesota my whole life, and I love snow. I wish we had more. I love snow so much. Somebody commented, I said this a couple weeks ago, and someone was like, you wouldn't love snow that much if you had to go to work every day. One, my work commute is about 12 steps, so I don't got to worry about that. And two, I have had a real job when it has snowed a lot, and I still get to work just fine. So, you know, I can drive in the snow. It's not my fault if other people can't. But that would not sway me at all. I absolutely love snow. Ember Tetras would be a good one. Yep, Ember Tetras. Thank you for unbanning me. Whoa, who unbanned you? I didn't unban you, but thanks to whoever unbanned you, I guess. I honestly didn't even know you could unban during a stream, so I've never tried it before. You do corridoras in every tank. Yes, why wouldn't you? Corridoras are amazing fish. They're amazing. Speaking of tubbing, I wonder how cold shrimp can go. My ones outside are under about 5 inches of ice and growing. Really cold. This is the one thing, like a lot of shippers will ship shrimp, Neos anyways, year round because they can handle the cold water. I'm not gonna say, you know, obviously it'll eventually get cold enough to they will die, but they can handle a lot lower temperatures than people think. No one did. He was timed out. Oh, what do I know? I was looking back through old photos the other day. It made me realize how much I've learned and how far I've come. I used to wash the whole tank 100% under tap water to start with. Yeah, I used to do that too. In my younger days, definitely, I was guilty of that. We get snow November through April in western New York. That sounds perfect. Perfect. I don't mind snow. I really don't mind the bitter cold, but I can't stand the way our house is not handling any of it. Okay. Is a fish tank even a fish tank without corydoras? Exactly. Like, corydoras are amazing. Wouldn't do cories with egg scatter? Yeah, I mean, if you're specifically trying to breed fish, then I would not put corydoras in that tank. Bob, I drove for UPS 25 years. Snow is the one reasons I moved to North Carolina. When I look outside and see that stupid postal truck chugging along in the snow, I feel like there's no excuse for other people not being able to get to work. Like, those are rear-wheel drive little van things. I don't even know what to call them, just chugging around in the snow. Like, if they can do it, anyone can do it. Corey's could steal my identity and debit card, and I'd still love and keep them. Identity theft is not a joke, Jim. Cody Dryden says, talk to you guys later. Food just got here. All right, thanks for stopping by, my friend. Oh, Midnight Lobster. Family friendly, my man. Family friendly. But what tank mates would work well with half-banded eel? Did you like keeping your spiny eel? Half-banded eel. So the thing with eels is the only thing you really got to like, well, I don't want to say it's the only thing, but the main thing is fish that won't fit in its mouth. So however, I don't know much about that eel, but however big it's going to get, just get fish that won't fit in its mouth. If you do, it'll eat everything. My corydoras are little aqua piggies. Yep. Animal Papa says, if you're trying to breed fish, you should only keep the same fish together. That's not entirely true. You can definitely breed multiple species in the same tank. It just depends on your skill level, though, really. I would say if you're a newbie, definitely. LOL unbannable. Do corydoras do okay in high pH hard water? Some do. I can vouch for stir-by corydoras, and I can vouch for peppered corydoras. Someone is clearly rewatching The Office. I am not. I have just watched it 100 times. So, like I said, I'm currently rewatching Friends. Later, Bob. Keep your sleeves dry and your dreams wet. See you later, Bob Vance of Vance Refrigeration. I guess you were lurking the whole time, but better lurking than not being here. Love eels, but they eat everything and climb out. Yes, I guess we should probably mention no little cracks or anything, no little places for them to squeeze out, or they will. What's the smallest tank you can keep the smallest turtle in? Well, it depends on what's legal in your area as far as what's the smallest turtle you're gonna get. But I would never keep anything like a mini musk turtle. I would not keep anything smaller than a 40-gallon. Does anyone know how to crossbreed guppies and mollies? I've never done that. I've never. Herp Diversity says my Corydoras anus are fine in hard water. There you go. Fantastic fish friends. It just seems like platies are beating up the swordtails. Usually it's the other way around. In my experience, swordtails are kind of jerks. It's just a lot easier that way, Bob. Yep. But there's definitely like combos that work really well together. But yes, to like 99, well, I'd say like 94.3% of the time, it'll be easier to keep it species only. Kathleen says, good night, everyone. Be safe. It is that time. It is 7 o'clock. It's been 2 hours already. We got a lot of people to thank, mainly everyone who came in here tonight. I think we got like 350 people. That's pretty awesome. So thank you. If you've somehow managed to stick around till 7 and you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. And so thanks everyone for coming out. Thanks. I got to thank the Fish Tank Barn, Curtis, Dolbeck, Multi-Hijacker, Michael, Christian, Bible Word Press, Jay, Oliver's Guppies and Aquatics, Regina Phalanges, Dave, Wrestler 1, Desert Fish, Evan, Adam, and Matt. All either super chatted or became a member. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I don't know what the topic is going to be next week. If I'm lazy and can't think of anything, it'll probably be middle dwelling species, but hopefully we can find something a little more exciting. And maybe a members only stream this Saturday evening. So yeah, otherwise I'll see you all next Monday, I guess. Where am I at here? I'm over here. I'm just kidding. All right, I'll see you guys later. Fooled you all.